All right, we'll try to be fast then. So Darren Douglas with Aquinas. I'm going to come back real soon. We're going to do some things where we preview the season and like the schedule, your players, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure we'll talk about some of that here, but mostly I want to talk about the off season. I know that when you played your last game last March, your mind probably shifted towards the off season. It sure looks that way. Tell me how you go about the off season and just how important it is in building your program.
All right, so we took about 2 weeks off last year, and we got right back at it in 2 weeks. Off season is way important. I mean, the games are important, but the off season is important to our program just simply because we want to teach kids over here. You hear so much from the adults in this game that, the kids, they don't work hard these days. They don't, it's hard to get them. But I just feel like as an adult, and you're in charge of these kids, we have to teach them how to work. And so we work. I mean, it's fun as well, but we work really hard.
Yeah. So, tell me what kinds of things would be a weight room. I've seen you in the weight room. Maybe you probably play pickup, skill work, running. Different times of the year, whether it be June when you're, playing as a team in scrimmage games and stuff like that. Time of year and activity.
Okay.
Give me some details.
Before school gets out in June, we'll lift weights, we'll run. Guys will get in here, they'll play some pickup, but not as much because they got AAU and everything going on, which is important. Once we get to June,
and you can't have, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but you can't have but a few guys at a time playing basketball. Is that correct?
With a coach.
With a coach.
So it can be 4 guys with 1 coach doing skill stuff.
And do you do that?
Yes, we do that. We're heavy on that. And when it gets to June, we don't go and play a lot of team camps. I mean, we did the thing at Butler this year with South Carolina State for 3 days. We're more focused on coming in here and working, those unseen hours when nobody's looking at what's going on, working on some weaknesses. And basketball now, these kids almost play an NBA schedule. If you put high school, you put fall league, you put AAU, they're playing anywhere from 85 to 115 games. When's the time to put some work in on what you're weak at? So we use June for that, kids. And we kind of keep charts and we notate what guys are weak in, and then how are we going to fix it to hold ourselves accountable in June and any other time. That's what we're working on at all times.
So June, and then I was here in what probably still August.
Yeah.
So you're August, September, now October. Kind of what are the major areas? You mentioned, they play so many games. So is it a lot? Did I see what you do a lot? You mentioned, how are you changing your body in the off season? So talk about the weight program.
We lift weights 4 days a week. We run 4 days a week, and that's in addition to the shooting and the other things. But I coached AAU before I did this, and you can look at kind of the elite guys, and everybody's kind of skilled. Especially now, you can go to skills trainers and you can do that. The separation is how strong you are and how much more in shape you are, because, you play basketball, I did too. When you're in the best shape and you can look at somebody that's not in the same shape as you are, you kind of know in your head, I can get him,
So is the strength and conditioning maybe the most important thing in the off season that you try to add? You're not, doing AAU coaching. And so is that kind of the key?
Yeah, the strength and conditioning, and then just the mental training. You want them to be, my goal for them to come here, I want them to, when they leave this program, I want them to be accountable human beings. I want them to be good fathers and good husbands. And so a way we kind of do that here is, the basketball is a carrot, but you want to teach them how to work when they leave here. I can name so many guys that were just great basketball players in high school, but they didn't necessarily know how to work, and then it kind of didn't end up well, or maybe not as well as it should have. And so I just look at it as a responsibility of coaches to don't leave any stones unturned. If guys aren't in the best shape, try to do the best that you can get them in the best shape, make them stronger, do things like that. And the goal is to win a state championship, but if you can make them just better and know how to work and be better guys when they leave from here, that's just
Yeah, those are strong words. So you're taking the work ethic and showing guys how to develop it, and then use it throughout their lives as like you said. What was that? Fathers
and
husbands.
Yes,
and
just good people, man. Just be good people and be successful in whatever you want to do. But I think, and even I was like this until I just really started thinking about it and holding myself more accountable, is we always just feel like you can go out and grab success, but nobody really talks about the work. The work is the first step, and really, in a lot of times, the only step.
Yeah.
Whether it's working on yourself or working on your body or working on your game, the work is what's more important than anything.
it's the only thing we can control.
Yeah,
or at least try to control.
Yeah, it really is.
How much you put in.
Yep, how much you put in.
Yeah, and now you mentioned, I think you said unseen hours earlier, and so you didn't say it. I'm going to say it. You've mentioned to me how college coaches will come in here and watch your guys, and it's something that you don't go out of your way to share to the public, like so often is now, whether it be a player or a coach saying, this college coach was in, that college coach was in, but that's kind of like that unseen stuff. It's not important to the public.
And so, I'll being clear, I don't knock anyone who does it.
Of course not. Me neither.
Just
Me neither.
us that's here, like, we want to focus on the work. And, I know that may be a recruiting thing and to do all of that, to talk about all the colleges that have been in your gym, but to us, it's just about the work. Like, if you want to come and be a part of this just because, we can tweet out everything that you do or say that colleges are in the gym, then chances are, you may not fit this culture anyway. So we just kind of try to keep stuff in-house. We try to work as hard as we can, and that's what we can control.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. The focus, it's hard to focus on more than one thing. And really, make more than one thing the most important thing. In fact, it would be impossible to do that. Yeah. So if the work is the most important thing, it does muddy things up to then be majoring in maybe like public relations or something like that. Yeah.